Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel devoted to Inside Pitch and at this point, 1980s baseball. Um, First of all, 70 degrees and raining here in the home office. Um, we'll be starting today's game. Again, yet another exhibition game. The previous games were all from 1989. I decided to vary that up a little bit. Today's game will be broadcast from 1982. It's a June 5th game between the Boston Red Sox and the California Angels. First, a couple backstories. One, hey Craig, where have you been? Yeah, I've been remiss. I haven't broadcast since before the Christmas holidays, so it's been about a month. So my apologies for that. My vow is to at least say I'm going to be more consistent, and hopefully I am. But things get in the way, right? We had Christmas holidays, New Year's, business trips, yada yada yada. But here we are again. I've also been updating the program a little bit. Hopefully, add a little eye candy to the broadcast to make them more interesting. And I do want to say one thing about the broadcast themselves is that everyone's comments on the Delphi forums, as well as just in the general YouTube comments. Oh, shoot. Speaking of which, I need to make sure that camera stays on because it has a 30-minute time limit there. So there we are. So everyone, hey, remind me to get up every 30 minutes and press a button on that camera. So anyway, getting back to the comments and everything, I just want to thank everyone for the overwhelming support. Seeing others do this and do this very, very well on YouTube, and then you decide to, hey, maybe I can do that too. You never know if you're going to be just speaking to a vacuum, as well as even if people do hop in, am I boring the heck out of them, or is this the dumbest thing I've ever done? But everyone's been just so helpful and just say, hey, keep it up, and that means the world to me. So just want to thank everyone for the subscriptions and for the nice comments in the comment section. It kind of keeps the thing going, doesn't it? So thank you again. So today's game is the California Angels at the Boston Red Sox. Again, I did try to change it up. I'm going to be doing 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and heck, I don't know. I might do everything. This, again, is not part of a replay. This is just an exhibition game from 1982, but it was a real game that took place on June 5th. In the replay here, Boston's entering the game at 28 and 22, while the Angels are 22 and 29. Just to know, this is actually my second attempt at this video. The first attempt was a lesson in make sure you play inside pitch more than once a month, because that first half inning took me about 3.5 hours, it felt like, just because I didn't know what I was doing with the simplest of things. So it is like riding a bicycle, but sometimes when you get back on that bicycle, you fall down a few times. So here I am attempting try number 2. And in those first replays, we had California coming in with a 39-12 record, and Bruce Kison was 7-1. He's not that way now, and the Angels, you can see, are 22 and 29. So they're not that way, but just talks about the variance of replaying baseball, right? So today, let's go over the starting lineups as well as the fielders, and then we'll get this game going. Bruce Kison is on the mound. He'll be facing the Boston Red Sox. Leading off is Jerry Remy at second base. Batting second is Dwight Evans, one of my favorite players growing up, just because he was one of those guys who hit home runs and hit well, but he took a walk. And plus he had a great arm out in right field. So he's just a fun guy to watch. Jim Rice batting third in left field. Carl Yastrzemski at DH at fourth. Batting fifth is Carney Lansford. This is before a young kid named Wade Boggs came up and basically took the job away from him. But here, Carney Lansford is batting .388 with 8 homers and 29 RBIs here in early June. So maybe if this had happened in real life, Wade Boggs maybe wouldn't have come up as early as he did. Batting sixth is Dave Stapleton at first base. Seventh is Rich Gedman, the catcher. Batting eighth is Glenn Hoffman, the shortstop. And then batting ninth is Rick Miller, patrolling center field for the Angels. And here we are about to get fancy. Look at that, fancy. For the Angels in the outfield, Brian Downing in left with a range of 4. Fred Lynn in center with a range of 4. And then Juan Beniquez in right field with a range of 3. Typically, Reggie Jackson is out there. I think because John Tudor's a lefty, he didn't go up against John Tudor today. So Juan Beniquez, the right-handed hitter, Juan Beniquez will be patrolling right. Infield, very, very good one. Doug DeCinces with a range of 5 at third. This guy named Mick Kelleher, who had 57 bats in 1982, and he's starting today for Tim Foley. I don't know if Tim Foley had an injury, but he's the normal starter, but Kelleher will be subbing in for him today. At second base is Bobby Grich with a range of 3, Rod Carew, range of 5 at first base, and then Bob Boone is the catcher with a range of 5. And so that's the field. That's who's in the field for the California Angels. And with that, let's get going here, shall we? And hopefully it's not, 50% of the video isn't just me looking up things in the rule book. We shall see. So Bruce Kison has done his warm-ups. He's going to be facing Rem Dog, Jerry Remy. Bats left-handed, batted .280 on the year. No homers and 47 RBIs. And here's the first pitch from Kison. 2-4. That is a strikeout. 19 is too high. Let's talk about Anaheim Stadium. Has a -1 on the strikeouts, 0 on the walk, and 0 on the home run. So not that huge of effect. So Jerry Remy said, nope, I'm not striking out on this at bat. And he puts the ball in play with a 3-2. And against the righty, that's a ground ball right back to Bruce Kison. And that is 1 away. Oh, wait, I forgot to hit start game. Let's hit start game so we actually get the scoreboard. We can actually see Jerry Remy is, there he is. And he's already grounded out. So, Dwight Evans comes up now. 1982, he had 32 homers and 98 RBIs. And speaking to his walk ratings, he had a walk rating of 18 versus lefties and 21 versus righties. So again, hits with power, hits well, and is not afraid to take a walk. Back in the days when it wasn't as appreciated. 6-6, possible error. 5-2, that's a star 2, so it's a G4, possible error. Bobby Grich is rated as a 4, so that's a 10, that's too high. That's just a normal ground out to Bobby Grich. He throws it over to Carew for the second out. That'll bring up Jim Rice. 4-5, that is a lefty right. That's a possible strikeout against Jim Rice. That is a strikeout, so Jim Rice goes down swinging. And Bruce Kison has a 1-2-3 first inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. And that'll bring up the California Angels here in the bottom of the first. On the mound for the Boston Red Sox is John Tudor. John enters the game with a 2-3 record, a 3.74 ERA, 55 1/3 innings, 64 hits. So he's giving up a little bit more than a hit an inning. He's given up 7 home runs, 19 walks, and 43 strikeouts. Again, coming in at 2-3. So Tudor will be facing Brian Downing, Juan Beniquez, and Bobby Grich. Let's go over the fielders. I know I skipped the lineup there, didn't I? But let's go over the fielders for the Red Sox. In the outfield, Jim Rice in left field. He has a range of 3. Rick Miller, who always was supposed to be a good center fielder, at least from what I remember. He's got a range of 1. Kind of odd because Boston always had a lot of great hitters, but I always felt like they sacrificed center field to have a good fielder. But Rick Miller didn't seem to fulfill that obligation here in 1982. In right field, Dwight Evans, range of 3, and there's that arm -2, and actually Jim Rice has an arm of -2. Interesting. In the infield, Carney Lansford, range of 2. Glenn Hoffman, range of 3 at short. Jerry Remy, a range of 2 at second base. And Dave Stapleton with a range of 4. And then finally, Rich Gedman, the catcher. So, Boston was never really regaled for their fielders. And you can kind of see why here. And we'll turn that off. And we'll go over the lineup for the California Angels. Brian Downing. Always seemed to me when I was growing up, he always seemed huge. Like giant forearms, stuff like that. So I think he's one of the guys who embrace weight training probably before the next guy out in the 1980s. Juan Beniquez, always a great hitter. We'll be batting second. Bobby Grich at second base will be batting third. Don Baylor, the DH. In this replay, he's batting .339 with 6 homers and 26 RBIs. Batting fifth is Doug DeCinces, playing third. Batting sixth will be Freddie Lynn. 286, 6 homers, 27 RBIs. Rod Carew at first base, only batting .272 thus far, but he's going to be batting over 300 by the end of the year. Mick Kelleher, again, in place for Tim Foley today at short, batting .333, and I'm sure a small number of at-bats. And then Bob Boone, who's no more of as a defensive catcher, but fulfilling his obligation as an offensive guy as well, batting .301 with 2 homers and 19 RBIs. So let's get started here in the bottom of the first inning. Again, Boston scores nothing, and now California comes up to bat. John Tudor on the mound. Lefty. Pitches to Brian Downing. That is a 3-2. That is a potential home run. And against a lefty, that is a home run. Bam. Well, there you go. So John Tudor serves one up to Brian Downing right off the bat. And we'll say it's going to left field. He's a pull hitter. So we got early inning fireworks here as Brian Downing leads off the game for the Angels and gives them a quick 1-0 lead. Tudor tries to shake it off. Will now pitch to Juan Benitez. 4-3. That's a strikeout. Against a 10, that is not a strikeout. Benitez swings. That's a 6-2. That's a G4. So ground ball to Jerry Remy. Picks it up. Tosses it to Stapleton. And that's the first out of the game for the California Angels. Bobby Grich batted .261, 19 homers, and 65 RBIs in real life. He's got 5 homers in the replay. Here's the pitch from Tudor. 5-4. That's going to the ballpark. See what Anaheim Stadium has in store for us. That's a 2-5. That's a star 1. So ground ball right back to Jerry Remy again, who tosses it to Stapleton, and that's the second out of the inning. Big Don Baylor, part of the former Oriole crew. So Bobby Grich was a former Oriole. Don Baylor, a former Oriole as well. In 1982, batted 24, had 24 home runs with a .263 batting average. Always got hit by pitch a lot. So he's rated a 7 here. We'll see if John Tudor tries to brush him off the plate. That's a 3-1. You got to be kidding me. Hit by pitch. Well, there you go. Let's see. A 7 and a hit. That's a 17. The 20 is too high. So Don, unfortunately, you got out of the way, pal. So you're going to be able to swing away. 2-5. That's a 5. That's a F7. So fly ball to the left fielder, Jim Rice. He's got it quite easily. And that's the end of the inning, but the Angels pick up a run on the leadoff home run by Brian Downing. And so 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. The Angels, at the end of 1, have a quick 1-0 lead. Okay, so, looks like John Tudor's pitching to Kari Yastrzemski. We don't want that. All right, so Bruce Kison gets back on the mound. He'll be pitching to Yastrzemski, as well as Carney Lansford and Dave Stapleton. So Red Sox try to chip away here to get back either tied or take the lead here. 6-2, lefty-righty. That is a home run against a lefty, and that's a 4. That's a home run. So Kari Yastrzemski says, yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for the meatball, Bruce. I'll tie the game up quite easily. Talk to you later. That'll bring up Carney Lansford. We've got a tied 1-1 game. Kison pitches to Lansford. That's a 3-4. That's a strikeout. That's a 13. That's too high. The pitch is a 5-6. That's a star 3. So that's a ground ball to the third baseman, DeCinces. Flings it across the infield to Rod Carew. And that's the first out of the inning. Dave Stapleton, first baseman. At the time, was supposed to be the new permanent first baseman. Did not pan out for him long term. So the Red Sox picked up Bill Buckner, I know, in the later part of the 80s here. So 3-2, that's a walk plus. A 15, that is a walk. Walk plus is a walk for Dave Stapleton, so he will take first base. Stapleton not really a threat to steal. He's essentially a 0. But we'll see if he's trying to get fancy out there. He's not. So Rich Gedman is up. 249, 4 homers, 26 RBIs. One of his, I think it was one of his, perhaps his rookie year. He had a lot more power later in his career. Here's the pitch to Gedman. 4-1, that's a strikeout. It's a 15, that's too high. 1-5, that's a star 3. So it's a ground ball to the third baseman, Doug DeCinces. He's a GDP of 3, plus 1 for DeCinces in double play position. That's a 4. The pivot is 0, so a 4 or less. That's a 5. So that's still greater than Dave Stapleton's. Let's see, G5. Still greater, so it's a fielder's choice. But we're at first. Boom. All right, we've got 2 outs now. Rich Gedman is now in first. Then I'll bring up Glenn Hoffman. 209, 7 homers, 49 RBIs. This was part of the Red Sox project for a long time. Just could not find a shortstop that hit I think once they got rid of Rick Burleson. I know Rick Burleson in 79 did very well, but Glenn Hoffman was Glenn Hoffman. I think he and can't remember his name, so I'm wasting everyone's time here. But they had another shortstop that they attempted to work with in the early 80s. So here's the pitch from, actually, first let's see if Gibbons going. He is a never, or he's going to hold, so perhaps a hit and run, 19, not going anywhere. The pitch from Kison is a 6-1, possible error. Hoffman puts it in play. That's a 3-1. It's a ground ball right back to Kison. Kison has an error of 6. That's above, so he handles the ball, throws it over, and that's the third out. So we have run on one hit, one runner left on base. Kari Yastrzemski ties the ball game out with a solo shot to lead off the inning. We're tied here 1-1 heading into the bottom of the second inning. All right, so here is Doug DeCinces. Doug is batting .283, 9 homers and 31 RBIs. Tudor with the pitch. That is a 6-1 against a righty. That's a strikeout. That is a 9 against a righty. That's a strikeout. Doug DeCinces goes down swinging. Here's Fred Lynn. Always had a hard time staying off the injured list. Was able to get into 138 games here in 1982, so he did pretty well. 21 homers, 86 RBIs, 299 batting average. Well, look at that. I just threw the dice all the way behind. We're going to have a station break. We have to find... Fortunately, the kids always have a backup. So, there's another white die. Good grief. I flung that. I'm going to be finding that like 6 months from now. Or, yeah, well, we'll deal with that later. All right, what are we doing? So John Tudor will be pitching to Fred Lynn. 4-2, that is a range play, first range play of the game. 2-6, that is a line drive to the shortstop. Okay, that's Glenn Hoffman. He's got a range of 3. Does he make the play? He does not. Range play, L6. That's an automatic S6, and Fred Lynn is on first base. That'll bring up Rod Carew. Fred Lynn not really a threat to steal. A 1 or a less, he's going. Ooh, a 2. Close. That would be a hit and run. And actually, that would make sense if I hit and run with Rod Carew, because he does put the ball in play. But I'd rather not. Thank you very much. I'm just going to go with the flow here. Tudor's pitch to Carew. That's a 3-2. That is a potential home run. That's an 11. That's too high for Rod Carew. Tudor tried to serve it up, but Rod Carew wasn't having it. 2-6, that's a star 1. That's a ground ball to the second baseman. Man, I should have done a hit and run. That would have been smart. So a G4, let's see, GDP of 1. We're going to have a plus 1 for Remy. A pivot of, so it's only 2 or below. It's a 6. It's a slow roller anyway. So that is a G4. Advances to the slow roller, and so now we have Fred Lynn on second with 2 outs. And here's Mick Kelleher. Had 50 total bats in 1982. Batted 160. So, Mick, don't know where you are in life today, but hey man, you got into a baseball game. Your ears are probably burning, right? Here's the pitch. John Tudor, 3-6. That's a range play. This could bode well for Mick. Perhaps they'll be calling him Mr. RBI. Let's see, 2-3, that's an F7. F7, Jim Rice is a 3 or less. Uh-oh, can't get it. Range play, F7. And let's see, so a failed range play. Let's make sure I get this right, because I think it's a D20 now. Let's see, D20. Yeah, 1 to 4 will be a double, 5 to 20 will be a single. It is a single, so it's an S7. Does Lynn score? Let's see, S7 to center field, 2 to H. We add 1 to Lynn. It would be a 4 or less. He scores. It's a 1. He's going to score. First roll, so let's see. He's going to score. And then since it's a 1, lead runner advances. Second roll is greater than We're going to do another roll, and this will be on Mick Kelleher, who is a 2. And it's greater than the second roll is greater than any runs or they hold. So he's going to hold it first, but we've got the second run of the game for the Angels with Mr. RBI, Mick Kelleher. That will bring up Bob Boone. Kelleher, 2 or less, he's going to go. He's not going. So Tudor will pitch to Boone. That's a 6-2. That's a lefty, that's a blank against a righty. The pitch to Bob Boone is a 1-6. That's a line out to the shortstop. Glenn Hoffman, he's there. And that'll end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits with 1 runner left on base. California takes that 2-1 lead right back from the Red Sox. And we will be heading to the top of the 3rd inning. Due up for the Red Sox will be Rick Miller. I'm sorry for the Red Sox. Look at that. Rick Miller, Jerry Remy will be batting twice. New rule instated. Nope, that's an error. Jerry Remy, you cannot bat twice. You'll get in trouble for that. So it'll be Rick Miller, Jerry Remy, and Dwight Evans. Yeah, we'll look into that eventually. All right, so Bruce Kison will be pitching to Rick Miller. Bruce Kison entering his 3rd inning of play. 2 hits, 1 hit, 1 run. Has thrown 21 pitches thus far. Here's the pitch to Rick Miller. 6-4, lefty righty. Lefty, that's an automatic out. Let's see what kind of out it is. That's a 6, so it's an F9. So fly ball to Juan Beniquez, takes it in. That's the first out of the inning. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up and press this button so we don't lose. Here we go. 30-minute thing where the camera just blacks out on me. So Jerry Remy's up now with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Remy is 0 for 1, grounded right back to the pitcher his first time up. 1-2, that's a strikeout with a 3. Hard to strike him out, but he got him. So that's 2 outs now. 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Nobody on. Here's Dwight Evans. Dwight Evans, first time he grounded out to the second baseman. The pitch from Kison. 6-2. Lefty righty, that's a strikeout against a lefty with potential home run. And with that 1, that is a strikeout. So Dwight Evans goes down swinging. Kison has a 1-2-3 inning. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd with the Angels still clinging to that 2-1 lead. All right, bottom of the 3rd inning, Brian Downing. Brian Downing led off the game with a home run. He'd like to do that again. The pitch from Tudor is a 5-6. That is a blank. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's question mark. 16 against a righty. That's an automatic single, an S1. So base hit for Brian Downing. He is a hold runner, or a hit and run potential runner, so he's not really going to be going. Nope, 16. Juan Beniquez, 0 for 1, grounded out to second base his first time. Tudor winds and delivers. That is a 6-2 against a righty. That is a blank. Beniquez swings for 6. It's a fly ball to the center fielder, Rick Miller. Parks under it. He's got it for the first out. That will bring up Bobby Grich, who is 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. Let's see again if Brian Downing's going. He's not. Tudor pitches. 3-6. Range play. Grich swings. 2-3. Against a lefty that has a double to center field. Rick Miller is a 1. Can he pull this in? Range play D8, but a 1 will negate it, and he does not. Range play D8, field range play, boom. So we got a runner. Let's see, Brian Downing is a 3. He would be going first. It would be a 0. So range play. Let's see, a 3 or less. He scores. He does not score. He advances a 3rd on the double. And now it's 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, and that will bring up Don Baylor. California on the verge of breaking this game open. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Here's Baylor. Baylor is 0 for 1. He flew out to left field. 6-2, lefty-righty. That is a blank against a righty. 2-6. That is a double to right field. That's going to plate 2 runs. Boom. And the Angels have now taken a 4-1 lead. John Tudor's looking up in the air saying, what have I done to deserve this? 2 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, no walks, and a K. But having a difficult time here. 4-1. Let's see. He can pitch to 26 batters. He's faced only 12, and his pull rating is a 12. That is a 9, so he's getting close. He's at 9 already. Tudor will now pitch to Doug DeCinces, who is 0 for 1. He struck out. Baylor, not a threat to steal. He's on second base. 4-2, range play. DeCinces, 1-4. That is a G4, so ground ball to second base. Does Remy, who is a 2, this is where defense comes into play here. Ooh, he's got it. No problem. Thank you very much. G4. Successful. And Baylor's going to go to third on the G4 to Jerry Remy, and that'll bring up Fred Lynn. Lefty versus lefty here. This is where Tudor does definitely have an advantage. Fred Lynn is 1 for 1, however. He singled through short his first time up. The pitch is a 6-5 strikeout. That is a 10 against a lefty. That is a strikeout. So again, lefty versus lefty. So that is the third out. 2 runs and 2 hits, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 3 innings of play, it is California 4 and the Red Sox 1. Having a little error issue with the helper, but that's cool. I think we can play around that. Hopefully it goes away someday. Let's see. So top of the 4th inning, California leads 4-1. Boston has 1 hit. That was the Carl Yastrzemski home run in the 2nd inning. So leading off will be Jim Rice. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Pitch from Kison is a 4-4. That's a blank. Jim Rice swings. That's a 1-1. Flies it up to Fred Lynn. Parks under it. He's got it for the first out. And here's that guy, Carl Yastrzemski. We just talked about him. Has the only hit, which was a home run in the 2nd inning. The pitch from Kison, going to be careful with him this time. 2-5, range play at the park. Apparently not that careful. Range play at the park is a 2-4. That's an S4. That goes to the second baseman. His range is Bobby Grich is a 3. That's a 4. So he does not get it. S4. Failed range play. That is indeed a single. So Carl Yastrzemski has the 2nd hit of the game for the Red Sox. He is not a threat to steal. He's a hold, but we're going to see if he gets picked off or if he gets thrown out or if he gets picked off on error. Nothing happening. Here's the pitch from Kison to Carney Lansford. 3-2. That is a walk plus. 11. That is a walk. So Carney Lansford will walk. This is his first time getting on base, and that'll bring up Dave Stapleton. Runners on 1st and 2nd with only 1 out. So the Red Sox trying to get back, make this a game again. Let's see. Stolen base 3 is an H. Stolen base 2 is a 1. Uh-oh, we got a potential error here. So, or potential something. Pickoff is a 1-2, so it's beyond the range. So, nope, nothing happened. Kison will pitch. That's a 2-4. That's a strikeout. That's a 19. That's too high. Stapleton puts it in play. That's a 6-1. That's a star 1. That's a fly ball to the center fielder, Kison. Okay, so fly out, let's see, runner advance -2. Carl Yastrzemski is a 2, so no one's going anywhere. That's 2nd out. That'll bring out Rich Gedman. Rich grounded into a 5-4-3 fielder's choice. He beat out the throw. Let's see. Let's see if anyone's going. Nobody's going. Kison will deal. 4-4. That's a blank. Gedman puts it in play. That's a 4-4. That's a ground ball right back to the second baseman, Bobby Grich. That is the 3rd out. No runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left on base. We'll be heading to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Angels still leading 4-1. Alrighty, so John Tudor entering his 4th inning of play. 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. So he's at a 9 with his pull rating, and he's faced 14 batters thus far. Carew grounded out to second his first time up. The pitch, 2-6. Possible error on a grounder. 2-4 is a power hit to center field. That's a 10 against a lefty. That is a double to center field. So Rod Carew stays in there against a lefty and is able to double it to center field. And the Angels have a leadoff runner on second base, and they're cooking again. Tudor will now pitch to Kelleher. Rod Carew is a 1 to steal third. He's not going. Tudor will pitch 2-6. That is a possible error on a grounder as well. Kelleher puts it in play. It's a 5-2. That's an S6. So on an S6, possible error on a grounder. Yeah, so let's see. Possible error on a grounder. This is 16. That's a 7. It's above his range anyway, so no big deal. So S6. And let's see. Oh crap, I can barely see it. A 3 to 6 will score. Rod Carew scores. So Mick Kelleher has 2 RBIs already today. The kid has a future, I'm telling you. He's going to be playing for years, kids. All right, so Kelleher is on first. He is a 2 to steal. Not going. Tudor will now pitch to Bob Boone. He's at a 12. You know, he's actually at his pull rating. But we're going to see what happens here. 2-2, that's a blank. 4-5, that's an S7. Good grief, this is getting out of hand, kid. All right, S7, Kelleher, let's see. S7, first to third is a -3. Kelleher is a 2, so he's not going. He's not a barn burner out there. So first and second, and we're here in the bottom of the fourth. It's already 5-1. I think what we're going to be looking at here is a reliever for Tudor, because this is not really living up to the billing here as far as ability today. Let's see. Let's find a pitcher. Bruce Hurst. So the game is saying Bruce Hurst. Let's see. Is he early in his career, and so therefore he did have a lot of relief appearances before he became a full-time starter. He had 9, and he is kind of a long reliever. So we're actually going to go for it. Bruce Hurst, you're coming in, kid. John Tudor, thank you very much for your service. But Bruce Hurst is our new guy. So Bruce Hurst, in real life, 3-7 with a 5.77 ERA. He was just learning his craft in those days. Here, he's 4-0 with a 4.54 ERA. 33 and 2/3 innings, 45 hits, 8 walks, 14 Ks. So he's done better in real life. Was 3-7 in real life and 4-0 here in the replay. He'll be facing Brian Downing with runners at first and second and still nobody out. Kelleher not really a threat to steal. A 1 or less, he's going. He's not. So Hurst takes his warm-up tosses. He's ready. He'll be pitching to Brian Downing. That is a 2-5. That's a strikeout. 10 against a lefty is too high. 2-3. Oh, geez. Double to right field. Holy crap. The Angels are just pummeling. Double to right field. Is Bob Boone going? Let's see. D9's a -2. He is not. Second and third. So, Angels now have a 6-1 lead with runners on second and third. That will bring up Juan Beniquez. Juan is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to second and flew out to center. Boston just looking for an out here. 2-4. That is a walk. That's a 5. Against lefties, that is a 5. That is a walk. So, things continue to get worse. It's now bases loaded here in the bottom of the fourth inning. California already with a 6-1 lead. Still nobody out. Here's Bobby Grich. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to second base. Oops, excuse me. The pitch from Hurst is a 3-6. That is a range play. Grich puts it in play. That's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. His range is a 3. They're going to be going for the double play. He doesn't make the play anyway. Range play, G1, failed, so that's an S1. So what do we got here? We've got, let's see, 2 to home. Downing's going to score. First to third, Beniquez is going to go to third on the S1. Bruce, you should have caught the ball. 8-1 now. And this is an embarrassment of riches here for the California Angels. 8-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Still nobody out. Hurst has faced 3 batters, giving up 2 hits and a walk. Here's Don Baylor, 1 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs. Join the party, Don. Let's see. 4-2. That is another S1. Good grief. All right. So, S1, we know Beniquez is going to score. Going from first to third is a 2-6. So, Bobby Grich makes it to third. And it's now 9-1. Going to break the scoreboard here, kids. All right. So, first and third now. Still nobody out. I don't know who the manager was in 1982 Red Sox, but if he had any hair left after this one, that would be a surprise. Excuse me. I'm not going to do a strategy roll. I really doubt they're going to be stealing second base. 4-3 on the pitch. That's a walk. That's a 6. That is a walk. Okay, Bruce, thanks so much for your help. But do we have anyone else who can actually get a guy out? Oh, cripes. Let's see. So, going to the deck here. Perhaps Bobby Ojeda. He's got a 5-run ERA as well. Let's pour some gas on that fire. Clear. Of course, we don't want to just kill the entire bullpen either. So 9-1. I think at this point you're just kind of saying, unless we explode offensively, there's not much more we can do. Hurst is a 15-9. He's got a 5-7. He's almost... We're just going to keep him in, I guess, for a little bit. He's facing Fred Lynn. Maybe we've got a lefty versus lefty thing going on. But bases loaded here. Nobody out. The Angels have already plated 5 runs. Here's Fred Lynn, who's 1 for 2. Came out, talked to the mound. Bruce Hurst says he's ready. I can get these guys out. I just know it. I just know it, Coach. We got this. 4-1, possible error. 6-1. That's a G1. Is he going to make an error here? That's an 18. That's too high. Hallelujah. Of course, Hurst is a 0 anyway. So G1, we're just going to go for a double play here. That's a 2. No pivot. So a 2 or less is a double play. And we were playing back. We weren't trying to cut off the runs. We're just going to do the... that's a 2. I think that's good. So that's a... Let's see. G1 double play. A 1-2-3, a 1-4-3. Boom. So another run scores. We've got 10 runs. And whenever we score 10 runs in a game, someone's going to win a $100 gift certificate to some store I can't think of right now. Anyway, let's see. So that will bring up Rod Carew, and we actually have 2 outs. Bruce Hurst is feeling really confident now. He got 2 outs. So he will pitch to Rod Carew, who's 1 for 2 today with a double. Don Baylor's surprisingly not going to try and steal home. 6-1, that's a blank. Bruce Hurst says, here, hit it, Rod. Do what you want with it. And Rod Carew says, thank you. I'll single through second base and get an RBI. Thank you very much. I'm having fun. So Rod Carew's got another hit. It's now 11-1. Kids are crying in the stands right now. This is probably the worst. It's like watching the Hindenburg. And that'll bring up Mick Kelleher. Mr. 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Mick Kelleher is making a name for himself. The kids and the grandkids will be remembering this one forever. Rod Carew is not going to steal. Thank you very much. First pitches to Kelleher. 6-1. That's a blank. Kelleher. 5-5. P6. That's a pop up to short. Glenn Hoffman actually catches it. That's what you call a third out, kids. And the Angels put 7 runs on the board here in the bottom of the fourth on 7 hits with 1 runner left on base. There was almost the 10-run rule here. Actually, there is a 10-run, but there is no 10-run rule, unfortunately, for the Red Sox. We're going to be heading to the top of the 5th inning. It's 11-1, Angels, and not much to say here, right? So, leading off for the Red Sox with this is how the incredible comeback starts, with a Glenn Hoffman at bat. He'll be followed by Rick Miller and Jerry Remy. Potentially, maybe Bruce Kison forgets how to pitch. If that's the case, we're in business. The pitch from Kison, 2-4. That's a strikeout. 11 against a righty is not a strikeout. So, see, here we go. Glenn Hoffman refuses to die. That's a 4-3. It's a fly out to the center fielder, Fred Lynn. Everyone's dreams are dashed. But you never know. So here's Rick Miller. Rick Miller against Kison. He's 0-for-1 today. Flew out to right field. That's a 2-2. That's a ballpark play. That is a 2-6 at the ballpark. That's an S9. Hey, way to go, kid. All right, so S9, we need to see his... I should have looked this up before. S9, that's an S+. I think it's just like less than his... Yeah, so that's less than his BR, so he's going to double. S9 becomes a double. Bam. Batter stretch a single to double. Oh, actually, one. Yeah, that's a double. I should have known that. 1-3. All right. So there's Rick Miller on second base saying, "Let's go, guys. We've got this. Never say never." And let's see. That'll bring up Jerry Remy. 0-for-2 today. Grounded out right back to the pitcher and struck out. No one's going Rick Miller. Not a threat to steal. The pitch, 6-3. That's a strikeout. That's a 19. That's too high. Jerry Remy refuses to go down. 3-1. That's a ground ball to the second baseman. Well, that's exciting. Runner advances to third. We've got 2 outs now. We'll bring up Dwight Evans. Dwight, you can cut the lead into 9th. Yes. Or 10th. I don't know. You can cut the lead into 10th with a base hit here, Dwight. No pressure, though. Bruce Kison pitches. That's a 2-6 against a righty. That's a blank. That's a 4-2. That's a star 4, so it's an automatic ground ball to the shortstop. Mick, Mr. RBI Kelleher, throws it across the field. That's the 3rd out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. Again, the dreams are dashed. It's currently 11-1 California. Bruce Hurst coming out for his 2nd inning of play, feeling pretty good about himself. 1 inning, 4 hits, 4 runs, and 2 walks his 1st inning. But it's nothing but up from here, nothing but down from here, whatever. So Hurst will pitch to Bob Boone. Bob Boone is 1-for-2, lined out to short and singled. Bruce Hurst, 5-3, just trying to give the Red Sox bullpen some innings. That's a hit by pitch, a 12, that's a +3, and a 0, so it's above his range. Boone will swing away. 5-5. That's a G5, so ground ball right to Carney Lansford, picks it up, tosses it across, and that's the 1st out. This is how it's done, Red Sox. You get the 1st guy out. Things will start to look up for you. Pitch from Hurst. 5-5. That's a wild pitch. No, it's not. Nobody on. We're going to pitch again. That's a 6-5. That's a blank because he's not tired. He can face 21 batters. He's only on his 9th. And 6-3. Downing against a lefty. That's a base hit through 3rd base, right past Carney Lansford. And that's the 13th hit of the day for the Angels. Angels looking to do some more damage here. Downing holding at 1st base. Hurst will pitch to Beniquez. He's 0-for-2 with a walk. That's a 5-4. Possible error on a grounder. And 2-6 is a F7, so it's not a grounder, so no error. That's the 2nd out. That will bring up Bobby Grich. 1-for-2, scored 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Hurst delivers 6-3. Possible home run, 13 against a right-handed. That fulfills that obligation. 13 is less than 20, so against a lefty, we need 11 or below. And Grich says, "Thank you very much." Boom, 2-run shot. 13-1. Hey, kids. Something. I have nothing to say. I have no more comments. What more can be said? 13-1. Bruce Hurst now is at 6 hits and 6 runs, so he's fulfilled his pool rating blitz. My God, let's see if we can get somebody out here again. Don Baylor up 2-for-3 with a double and 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch. 5-5. That is a wild pitch. No, it's not. Hurst pitches again. That's a 4-5. We're going to the ballpark. 2-1. That's a ground ball right back to the shortstop, Glenn Hoffman. Yay, 2 runs and 2 hits, no runners left on base. We're going to be heading to, where are we? End of the 5th, so the top of the 6th now. It's now California 13, Boston 1. All right. Except for what? The 2004 Championship Series. This could be the greatest comeback ever witnessed for the Boston Red Sox. Only down 12, kids. So there's plenty of hope here on the hope bandwagon. We've got 4 innings of play. Remember, you still have to get 27 outs. They still have 12 left. Kison, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. 64 pitches thrown. He'll be facing Jim Rice. Here's the pitch. 6-5. That is a strikeout. That's a 2. That is a strikeout. And that is Bruce Kison's 4th strikeout of the game. Here in the top of the 6th. That'll bring up Carl Yastrzemski. Carl's got 2 of the 3 Red Sox hits, a home run as well as a single. He'd like to do it again. 3-2. That's a walk plus. That's a 16. That is a walk. Kison walks his 3rd bat of the game. Yastrzemski not a threat to steal, even on a good day. So we'll just pitch to Carney Lansford, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. 2-1, lefty-righty. That's a blank against a righty. That's a 3-4. That's an F9. So fly ball to Juan Beniquez. He's got it, and that's the 2nd out. Dave Stapleton, 0 for 1 with a walk as well. Yastrzemski sits on 1st. He would be the run that if only he scores and then the next 9 batters score, then we've got ourselves a ball game. Pitch from Kison, 2-1, lefty-righty. That is a blank. 6-2. That's a fly ball to the right fielder Juan Beniquez. Parks under it. He's got it, and that is the 3rd out. No runs, no hits. 1 runner left on base. We'll be heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is currently California with a slight 13-1 lead. All right. So what we're going to do is bring in a reliever. Bruce Hurst, literally shell-shocked out there. We'll be bringing in Bobby Ojeda, yet another lefty. Ojeda can face up to 10 batters, so hopefully that gets us through maybe the 6th or 7th inning. Let's get Bobby Ojeda out here. Uh-oh, he's protesting. He doesn't want to go out there. But the rest of the Red Sox would threaten a lawsuit, so finally he relents, and he's out on the mound. Trying to keep that 12-run lead in check. It's 13-1. I'm going to hit a button here. Hopefully we stay on. So 13-1. Leading off will be Doug DeCinces. He's 0 for 2. He's got a walk. Does not have a hit. All the other Angels are obviously poking fun at him. And he's pretty embarrassed about it. So he wants to join the bandwagon. Here's the pitch from Ojeda. 2-5. That is a walk. 7. That is a walk. So Doug DeCinces apologizes, guys. Hey, I didn't get a hit, but hey, look, I am on base. Drive me in. And I'm sure the Angels will oblige. Pitch from Ojeda, Fred Lynn. Fred Lynn is 1 for 3 today with a single. Yeah, I'm not doing the strategy roll. No one's going. Thanks. 6-3 against a lefty. That is a strikeout plus, so he's going down swinging. So Bobby Ojeda gets his 1st strikeout of the day against Fred Lynn. That'll bring up Rod Carew, another lefty. So perhaps Bobby can repeat that effort. The pitch from Bobby Ojeda, 5-1, hit by pitch, 10-2, -3. Not going to get hit. Rod Carew somehow gets out of the way and swings. And grounds to the second baseman, Jerry Remy. Let's see, Carew is a 1. Double play position is a 2. So a 2 or less, we got a DP. That is a 1. He's got him. Look at you. G4, double play. Rod, you shouldn't have swung at that pitch that you almost got hit on. Plus, you denied Mick Kelleher at bat. All right, so we're going to be heading to the top of the 7th now. I'll bring up the Red Sox again. Bobby Ojeda actually pitched a pretty good inning that time. 1 inning with a walk. That's how it's done, kids. All right, so Bruce Kison will be entering his 7th inning of play. He can face 27 batters. He's at the 24th. This may be his last inning. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 4 Ks. He's up to 84 pitches. He'll be pitching to Gedman, who is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to 3rd and grounded out to 2nd. The pitch from Kison. 6-1, hit by pitch. He's a +10. He hits Rich Gedman. Ouch. Gedman will take his base. Glenn Hoffman now. Gedman not going anywhere. Kison will pitch to Hoffman, who's 0 for 2. Grounded out to the pitcher and flew out. That is a 2-5. That is a range play at the park. That's a 2-3. That is a star 4. So it's a G6. It's a range play to the shortstop, who is a 1. Kelleher. He's all bad and no fielding, folks. He's a 4, so he does not make the play. Range play, G6. Failed. That's an S6. With Gedman on first, he, with a 5 or above, he's not. So it's just runners at first and second. That will bring up Rick Miller. 1 for 2 today with a double. Runners at first and second. Only down by 12, guys. Let's go. Bruce Kison with a pitch. 3-2. Walk plus 7. That is a walk. And now the bases are loaded, and actually Kison is above his... He's pitched to 27 batters, so he'll be potentially fatigued. But with the 12-run lead, I know it's bases loaded here at the top of the 7th. Still nobody out. Bruce says, I got this. But you never know. Maybe he doesn't. Bases loaded. Jerry Remy. 0 for 3 today. The pitch from Kison. That is a 1-1. That is a potential wild pitch. That is a 2. That is a wild pitch. Go crazy. All right, so we got a wild pitch here. That'll score a run. Now men on second and third. It's now 13-2. This is how it all starts, kids. All right, so Kison still pitching. Says, I got this, coach. 2-4. That's a strikeout. That's an 8 against a righty that is not a strikeout. Remy's going to put it in play. 4-2. That's a base hit to center field. Here we go. So S8, he's going to score. The runner on second is Rick Miller. +1. That would be a 4. If he gets a 4 or below, he's going to score. He's got a 5, so he's not going to score. And it's first and third, and it's now 13-3. And Bruce Kison says, Coach, I'm exhausted. How come you didn't take me out? So let's see. What does the game recommend as far as new pitchers? We got Luis Sanchez. All right, finding his card here. Here he is. He can throw to 8 batters. Bruce Kison is going to walk off after giving up 3 runs on 5 hits. Don't have his complete line because we still got some runners on base here, but Luis Sanchez will take his place. Says, I got you, Bruce. Yep, we got that. All right, so first and third, nobody out still, and that'll bring up Dwight Evans, who is 0 for 3 today. Nobody running with a 10-run lead. The pitch from Luis Sanchez. 2-6. Walk plus 17. Yep, Dwight Evans knows how to take a walk, and he'll gladly just put another runner on base, and it's now bases loaded. What is going on here? 13-3, top of the 7th, nobody out. Jim Rice is up. You can't goof around here, guys. They need outs. 6-6, that's a walk. That's an 8. That is not a walk. Oh, he's got a 7. Jim, show me some patience. Base loaded, nobody out. You just need base runners. Rice says, I'll just swing. And what is he going to do? He's going to pop up to the shortstop. Oh, good grief. Jim, he was trying to give you a walk, and you said no. Now here's Kari Yastrzemski. 2 for 2, home run, RBI, and a walk. The pitch from whoa, almost lost my other white dice again. Way to go, Craig. The pitch, 5-4. That is a blank. Yastrzemski swings. That's a 5-3. That's a ground ball to the first baseman. Okay. So let's see. He's a GDP of 2. Sanchez is a +1. That's a 3. And I think ones that go to the first baseman are -1 already. Yes. No change. Okay. So I'm sorry. What were we doing? 2 + 1. That's a 3. They're trying for the inning-ending double play. 3 or less. They get it. And they get it. Oh, guys. What did you do? Killing me. That's a 3-2-3. No, wait. That's a 3-6-3. Boom. So the Red Sox scored 2 runs and 2 hits, but they had bases loaded, nobody out. And And Jim Rice pops out, and Yastrzemski hits into a double play. And there you go, folks. So we're going to be heading to the bottom of the 7th inning, 13-3. I'm going to go up and get a drink. And let's see. We'll bring this up. And there's the 7th inning stretch line score for you. And we will be right back with the bottom of the 7th inning. I'm going to hit this button. Hopefully we continue to keep the game actually going. All right, we're refreshed. We'll be coming back now. Let's see. Turn that off. Boom. And bottom of the 7th inning, it's California 13, Red Sox 3. Bobby Ojeda, the only serviceable pitcher from the Red Sox thus far, did not give up a run in his 1 inning that he pitched, but he did not face Mick Kelleher, who's 2 for 3 today, with 2 RBIs. The pitch from Ojeda. 3-1. Oh, potential home run. You gotta be kidding me. Kelleher did not hit a home run, but it wouldn't surprise me. Somehow I rolled a 0, but I did not. So there's a 5. So Kelleher's just gonna put him in play. That's a 1-6. That's a ground ball right back to the shortstop Hoffman, and that's the first out. And here's Bob Boone. Bob 1 for 3 today. Ojeda pitches. 4-2. Possible error on a throw. 6-1. That is a power hit to center field. A 4 against a lefty. That's a single. Possible error on a throw is, let's see, single to center field. That's a 10. There are runners to advance. Check for throwing error. If base ran to before hit, no runner advancement check roll for throwing error when rolling the ball back into the field. All right, so he's a 4. No, he's an error of 3. It has to be an odd number anyway. So, what the heck just happened? What did I do? That was a 6-1. That's sorry. Yeah, it's an S8. Okay. Base hit. Come on. Bob Boone's on first. We'll bring up Brian Downing. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch from Ojeda. 1-6. That's a strikeout. A 7 against a lefty. He's a 6. The -1 makes it a 5. Not going to strike out. Downing will put it in play. 1-3. That's an S6. That is the 16th hit of the day. Bob Boone is a 2. That's an S6. He's not going. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Here we go again. Here's the pitch to Juan Benitez. 0 for 3 today with a walk. Pitch is a 2-5. That's a walk. That's a 9. Against a lefty. Benitez does not walk. Puts the ball in play. That's a 5-2. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. 2-0. Pivot. Nothing. And I think with the pitcher, that is a... that's a -1. So that would be a 1 or less. Would be a double play. And it's not. But it's a 2. It's not above his 3, so he's going to take the out at first, so the runners advance. And it's now second and third with 2 out. And that'll bring up Bobby Grich. He's 2 for 3, scored 3 runs, 4 RBIs, has a home run. He can get 2 more RBIs here, just with a single. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch from Ojeda is a 1-6. That's a strikeout. A 10. That is a strikeout. But Grich goes down swinging. That's Ojeda's 2nd strikeout of the day. And look at that. No runs for the 2nd inning in a row. At the end of 7, it is California 13 and the Red Sox 3. Sanchez coming out for his 2nd inning. He'll be pitching to Carney Lansford, Dave Stapleton, and Rich Gedman. All right, the pitch from Sanchez. That's a 5-6. That is a blank. He's not tired. Lansford swings. That's a 1-4 base hit. And what is that? That's our 22nd hit of the game. I'll put Lansford on first base. Pardon me. And that brings up Dave Stapleton, who's 0 for 2. Sanchez can face 8 batters. This is he's faced 4 already. The pitch, 5-5. Strikeout, 11. Nope. Dave Stapleton says, I'm going to put that ball in play. 2-4. That's a G6. So let's see. A 3, a +1 is a 4. +1 for double play position, so 5 or less. The only way it's not a double play is if it's a slow roller. It's not. So G6 double play. That'll. Oh, I was gonna say that'll end the inning, but that's not the case. There's 2 outs now. We'll bring out Rich Gedman. Pitch from Sanchez. 5-6. That is a blank. He's not tired. Gedman. 4-5. That's an S6, so base hit through the shortstop. And the Red Sox have another base runner. 7th hit of the game. So here's big bag Glenn Hoffman. I don't even know why I'm looking at this, but I'm thinking maybe it'll be fun to see Wade Boggs play. But then he would have to do Marty Barrett. Who else was the shortstop? Julio Valdez, only 20 at-bats. Gary Allen's was a catcher. Reed Nichols, outfielder. Mark Sullivan, a catcher. I don't know who the other shortstop was. Did they have another shortstop? Well, Glenn, I guess you're playing. He always knew he could hit. Let's find out. All right, Glenn, 2 outs. You're 1 for 3 today. Sanchez will pitch to you. That's a 2-4. That is a question mark. That is a 9 against a righty. That is an S1. Base hit. So S1, 1 to 3 is a 4 or above. Rich Gedman is very slow, so he's not going to advance to third. First and second now for Rick Miller, who's 1 for 2 today with a double and a walk. Sanchez up to his 7th batter. This will be his 8th. The pitch, 1-3. That is a walk. 17. That is too high. Rick Miller, 6-5. That is a star 5. That is a F7 automatic out. That is the 3rd out. No runs, 3 hits, 2 runners left on base. You know, I do think the Red Sox have had their chances today. They just have not been coming up with a big hit. In fact, we should see. Hopefully it doesn't crash if I look at the box score. With runners in scoring position, yeah, the Red Sox are 1 for 8 and the Angels are 7 for 12. So there you go. All right, so that'll bring out Bobby Ojeda again here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He's faced 8 batters. He can face 10. He'll be facing Don Baylor, who's 2 for 4 today with a double and 3 RBIs. The pitch from Ojeda. 3-4. Range play. Baylor swings. 2-1. That's an S7. Jim Rice is a 3. 3 or less. He catches it. He does. Nice play by Jim Rice. That is what we call a web jump. Stole a base hit from Don Baylor, and that'll bring up Doug DeCinces, who's 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. Pitch from Bobby Ojeda, 2-4. Lefty righty, that's a blank. 4-4, that's a G1. Grinder right back to Bobby Ojeda. Flings it to Stapleton, that's the 2nd out. Still 13-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fred Lynn will head up to the plate. He's 1 for 4 today with a single in the 2nd inning. Ojeda deals 4-4. Possible error. Fred Lynn 2-4. That's an F7. Possible error. 18 is too high, so no error. Jim Rice parks under it. He's got it. That is the 3rd out. So Bobby Ojeda killing it out there. Potentially saving the game here if the Red Sox can come up with 10 or more runs here in the top of the 9th inning. So there's Luis Sanchez. He's already faced 11 batters, so he's already tired. So we're going to bring in somebody else. Not a safe situation for the viewers at home. Let's see. The game wants Andy Hassler. He's a lefty. He's a special K dude. So let's give the game what it wants. Hey, Andy. You're coming out there, kid. He says, okay. So here's Andy Hassler coming in, the left-handed pitcher. He's got a special K of a 1-3 and a 1-2, so he does good couple extra strikeouts occasionally. Came in with a 2-1 record and a 2.78 ERA in real life. Here, he's no wins, no losses with a save and a 2.14 ERA. So here we go. It'll be Andy Hassler and the top of the Red Sox lineup. So Andy, this is not going to be easy. Somehow you're going to have to get 3 outs before 10 runs score against the top of the Red Sox lineup. Jerry Remy, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Here's the pitch to Hassler, 2-3, possible error. Pitch from Hassler, possible error. 6-6, star 3, that is a G4. Possible error is second baseman Bobby Grich, and error 4, that's a 9, so it is not an error. And that is the first out. Brings up Dwight Evans, 0 for 3 today with a walk. Hassler deals 4-2. That's lefty-righty against a righty, that's a blank. 3-2. That's a power hit to right field of a 10 against a left-handed pitcher is a 10. That's a double. What did I say? 2-3-2. Double to right field. So Dwight Evans says, "Hey, let's go down fighting, guys. Let him bring up Jim Rice." Evans on second. He's not going. Andy Hassler with a pitch. 6-2 against the lefty. That's an automatic out, but Jim Rice is a righty. 6-4. That's an F7, so fly ball to left field. -3. Dwight Evans is not going out anywhere. That's the second out, and that will bring up Carl Yastrzemski. Now, he's a lefty. Do we bring in a righty just for fun? Let's extend this as long as we can, right? They do have this Tony Perez guy. And I know although Yastrzemski's 2 for 3 with a home run. You know what? We're down by 10. Let's give Yaz another shot. Maybe we can get 2 home runs today. Although he's facing the tough left-hander, Andy Hassler. The pitch is a 6-2 against the lefty. It's an automatic out. Craig, you should have pinch hit for him. All right, so it's an automatic out. Yay! 5. That's an F7, and that is it. We laughed, we cried. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. That is the final out, kids. It is the Angels mercilessly end this game with a 13-3 victory over the Boston Red Sox. So, what do we got here? Let's look at that box score, shall we? Oh my God, the humanity. 16 hits, 13 runs for the Red Sox, 9-3 for the. 16 and 13 for the Angels, 9-3 for the Red Sox. The winner today was Bruce Kison. He's 4-3. Threw 100 pitches, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 4 Ks. Home run. Let's see. John Tudor gets a loss. He's 2-4. His ERA is up to 4.63 now. Home runs. Brian Downing, his 8th off of Tudor. Carl Yastrzemski, his 8th off of Kison, and Bobby Grich, his 6th off of Bruce Hurst. Again, thank you for joining me. Appreciate again all the comments and the likes and all that stuff. Again, makes it very much. It's just light years difference when you see people actually enjoying this stuff. So if you enjoy this, please give it a like. Yada yada yada. And I should be back on probably not this week, unfortunately, but potentially not next weekend because we got other stuff to do. But I will try to again get these broadcasts out more often, and I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll be making more, I promise. Thank you very much. Take care.